We go. I do believe we are live, so I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. I'm trying to emote internal conflict. Am I doing it? Today's stream topic is about internal conflict. Kind of acknowledging that most of the conflict that happens on planet Earth is probably internal conflict. And then at the same time, also kind of steering ourselves in the direction of talking about how your internal conflict doesn't have to become external conflict. However, like facial expression is one of those things, right? Where your face might be communicating the fact of internal conflict happening. And that could still be abrasive. And I acknowledge as much. I do. However, internal conflicts. If you're like, Mel, that's a big glass. No, it's not. I'm just very small. This is a regular size glass. There we go, yeah. Stream topic introduced. If you have been facing any internal conflicts, do let me know how you've been dealing with them. My my internal conflict has mostly been just work related. You know, the amount of work that needs to be done, the amount of resources there is to go around, the expectations, and like just as I started streaming, I reminded myself that I am at least. Woo, sorry about that, little Dynavap cat. I'm at least trying to give myself leeway, create room for myself to make mistakes. Not exactly. I'm like the exact words I want to use, but it sounds so overused as I'm trying to add value in a way where I am irreplaceable. Right. And that is helping me fight the inner demons. It is helping. But it is rough. It is rough out here, yo. Yasi. The struggle the struggle of being a human in the year 2024. I wonder, what is the change gonna look like? I really wonder. I'm trying to think, right? A part of me is hopeful. Part of me is hopeful. Hey, there's a lizard coming onto the patio. Hey, lizard. Hello, dude. What's up, bro? Hey. Uh, he's probably gonna try and run away if I reach forward. I'll do it super slow. Slow, but like I know what I'm doing. Swappy things. That's wide. That's more narrow view. Oh, bruh, this chair is in the way. Can I drop the lens enough to show you? There it is. Yeah, look at him. Look at little lizard dude just chilling. You think that little lizard dude has internal conflicts? Or she has internal conflicts? No. No, probably not. Biggest internal conflict of that little lizard is whether or not I want to eat him or her. And I don't. Little lizard person. See how propped up they are? Get that sunlight. Little legs he's moving. Yeah, it's so cute. Look at my big giant lizard. Sharing space. Sharing space with these creatures. What is the change going to look like? Aliens will land and immediately assume command of our resources and either decide to exploit or restore order to our broken world. Well, look at that, Sam. Here's one of the aliens' messengers now, reminding us to chillax, to get outside and appreciate the moment like that lizard is. Such a wise lizard. Such a kind lizard, don't you think? Hey Mojo, it's nice having you here. Such a dapper lizard, I think, as well. Very dapper. Yes. Look at it reach. Oh, gets more light. That's so cute to me. I don't know why I find that absolutely adorable. To be lizard and cold-blooded. So you digest your food and get your energy from the sunlight in part. It's like that lizard is reaching for more sunlight. Don't leave, lizard. You have a whole audience of eyeballs on you right now. Woo! That'll do it, lizard. Yeah. I feel like that helped as well. We were talking about internal conflicts a moment ago. And how, at least in some way, your internal conflicts can be alleviated by making yourself feel valuable. Because again, in large part, some of my stress has been because I don't feel valuable enough, or I don't notice my value necessarily reflected in my experience. And it's this weird catch-22 of when you don't feel valuable, you almost manifest the circumstances for that to be the case. Right. In other words, I don't feel particularly stoked this morning. And in that not feeling particularly stoked, I ended up having a certain level of inertia that I had to overcome before I actually managed to get some work done. Lizard up on the wall now. But as soon as I got the work done and I again added value, made myself indispensable, it felt like it was just, you know. Felt like at least in some way that feeling dissipated. Once you disconnect your worth from your knowledge, it's easier to see your true talents. That's a good point you're making, Sam. Your worth from your knowledge. You're wondering why I'm stirring my drink. Because there's creatine at the bottom of it. If you don't know what creatine is, it's basically a compound that makes your body's ability to produce energy a little bit more efficient. Also helps you retain water, which might not be something you want. I feel like I've been in a state of internal conflict this whole day. And now that I'm here with you, friends, it's like the internal conflict has, I don't know if it's gone, but it has at least been put on pause, at the very least, which is good, right? And I, in a way, as like a joke, as like a bit, wanna have all of these internal conflicts and not tell you about any of them directly. I'll talk vaguely about them, right? Like poking something with a stick in the dark, but I won't actually say it. That is the largest cylinder of green liquid I have ever seen. Yeah, like it's been raining a lot, and there's this like, whole thing that's just filled with this delicious green liquid. Mmm, it's wonderful. I can just like get myself like a whole scoopful. I just add ice, to make sure it's cold. Am I causing you internal conflict? It's not swamp liquid. It's not actually swamp liquid. It's like a type of Kool-Aid. It's cream soda flavored Kool-Aid. It's sugar free. It just adds a little bit of cream soda to your drink. And since creatine can be a little bit bitter, it helps. Right? It looks like green Barbicide. I think that's a better joke. We did talk about Barbicide yesterday or something. Yeah, I found out about Barbicide and I instantly had to try some. Did you just say cream soda flavored Kool-Aid? You have my attention, sir. Tastes like cream soda. tastes like Tastes like cream soda. And 0 calories still. Which feels like cheating. A part of me worries. Part of me worries that I'm gonna just like drop dead instantaneously from the sweeteners or something. And then I'm like, no, Mel, they've done the studies, bro. Like, you would have to drink multiple bottles full of the Kool-Aid, to see any measurable changes in your physiology. But still, it is kind of cheating. Is it cheating? Is it cheating? What do you think? If I'm drinking something that tastes sweet and like cream soda, but it doesn't have any calories, am I sinning? Am I committing some sort of sin? Some cardinal sin against the calorie gods? Please do let me know. Because again, I think of it from a body perspective. Like, is my body gearing up to, process what it thinks is a bunch of sugar? And is that bad for me? Might make me more hungry. Did that call just get auto dropped? I do not recognize that number. Love is true. You are of value. Your absence is missed. And there is still more life to live. Right? I think that's a bunch of things that is good to remind ourselves of when we find ourselves in that state of inner conflict. I tend to be pretty harsh on myself. And because of that, I tend to be pretty harsh on others. At least in my mind, I am. I might not be externally as much as internally, which is a good thing, I believe. I think if all of my internal conflicts were made to be external conflicts, I would have, war paint on my face and a red bandana or whatever. 2 machine guns, super jacket arms. And I hope you get the analogy I'm making. It would be too much. It would be too much external conflict, too much. And so we keep that stuff inside. But again, coming back to the analogy of the sweet and cool drink, Is that a bad thing? Is me having conflict on the inside a bad thing for me? Am I committing some sort of sin? Coming back to that fractal, right? And it's not meant necessarily from a biblical perspective. Sin means missing the mark, right? Am I missing the point of this experience in having an internal conflict? The day before, yesterday, I believe, right? We talked about uh, letting yourself be human. And internal conflicts, I believe, is a very uniquely human thing. I wonder if other creatures, animals, have internal conflicts too. I think maybe our primate ancestors would. I've seen monkeys push other monkeys into the river. Right? Surely there had to be some sort of internal conflict before actually doing that. Or maybe there wasn't, and that's why I got to see such videos. What the fuck? Why don't we have that? You don't have that? No. Uh, I mean, I can show you what it looks like. Give me a second. Ah. Yeah, it did get KO'd, so it is finished. But this is basically the bottles they come in. Right? Yeah, ready to free smart. Drinko Pop is what the brand is called. And cream soda. Cream soda flavor Drinko Pop. And then as for ingredients, it's a water. I don't want to read this shit out loud because it seems so sus. Water, acid, E 330 to be specific. You know, flavoring, non-nutritive sweeteners, specifically sodium cyclamate and sodium saccharine. And then there's acidity regulators, preservatives, and colorants in there as well. Yeah, now that I'm reading the label, I have even more reason for concern. Those are a bunch of just straight acid. Second most, high concentration. Literally, the second highest concentration ingredient is actual acid. Not that kind, you hippies. Unfortunately for me. Not that I'd mind, I'd buy it by the bottle. I've been thinking a lot about how the need to work for most of our adult lives shape us into beings we were never intended to be. I am noticing that as well, Mojo. I'm noticing that as well. Right, and it is quite jarring. It is quite jarring. And how, in a way, and I feel like this is the part that I'm trying to resonate with you, that you saying those words instantly stimulated in me, is how, because our parents also found themselves in that same pattern, we also end up becoming, or we are shaped into beings as our parents were shaped into beings, and then those beings end up being similar. And that's like in a destructive way, like a self-hate, like a self-disappointment. It causes internal conflict, to say it in today's stream topics words. So yeah, it is wild. Sigh. And applies my hat of existential dread. Our need to work is an illusion fabricated by a world designed to suck the life out of everyone in it. Yeah, and that system only works when there are, people in poverty, when our basic needs are stripped from us. You can only call yourself a society if you have housing, food, and care for your people. Like that's the only like you have to get to there before you're a society, right? And it seems our society forgot that shit. It is pretty jarring to be born into this world. You know, I'm a 20 something year old. Why don't you say your age, Mel? Because I'm 26 now. 20 something sounds like I'm at least still close to be down there somewhere. But no, I'm a 26-year-old person. You know, just enough time to have realized how this world is set up to be, but also not enough time to completely have been debilitated by de- debilitated by it. That is the word, right? Dehabilitated, ruined, destroyed, discouraged by. Add your word here. But goodness, I can't see how it's possible. You know, that part doesn't escape me. And it's not like I have a choice, right? I feel like that's the thing that really pisses me off, is the fact that I feel in some way my choice has been stripped from me. My life, my my autonomy, my freedom. But I think my life is the more appropriate word. Our lives are being stolen. And for what? To live. Our lives are being stolen so that we can live. Seems pretty fucked, if you ask me. A little bit, a little bit too much. And yet, as I'm sitting here, I'm listening. I can hear cars on the road, not too far away. Money being spent, every liter of fuel being burned. People going places to go and spend money, people going places to go and earn money. The amount of economic waste and having to earn money alone baffles me. And yet, there is some sort of psychological principle, you know, in earning something. In earning. Maybe again, it's a use of words that we manipulated ourselves with. But like in the same way that a bear, referencing a recent video I saw, a bear will catch female salmon and then step on them to eat their eggs instead of just the fish. Right? In my mind, feels like a bunch of ways. It causes a bunch of internal conflict in me when I see something like that. And then I go into the comments and I understand. I understand that this bear needs to survive, that the most nutrient dense part of the fish would be the eggs when it comes to quantity of how much you have to eat versus how much energy you get. And it is very real, to say it in so many words. It's very real. And it's something that bear has to work for, has to earn. And that experience won't be had if that bear was just chilling next to the riverside watching on. Right. Is it the other bear's responsibility to take that other bear a fish and give it the eggs? You know? And then we have these internal conflicts because of the other bear that's just chilling next to the river. It still wants the fish and eggs, right? And that's the thing. I think that's the thing because one of the bears is doing that. Keep bringing more fish. Right? More and more fish is being brought, but everybody wants to eat. And then that bear feels, maybe I shouldn't go and eat on that side of the riverbed because all of those other bears just chilling are gonna 100% eat my food. But maybe it's good. Maybe it's good for that bear to have other bears around. You know? Maybe it's important for that bear to feel like that bear is supported by these other bears. And maybe some fish isn't that big of a deal. But again, it seems at least, as I'm thinking about these bears, it's just a matter of resources. Like if that bear had all of the fish to spare, then suddenly it's not a problem, right? Suddenly it's easy even to justify making sure those other bears have fish. But when there's only so many fish, and there are many bears, there's a lot of internal conflict, especially with the bear that catches the most fish. And it doesn't necessarily seem like eating the other bears is an option, right? Fighting the other bears wouldn't be helpful either. You might end up getting hurt. They might end up getting hurt. Yeah. Love is true, right? And that system only works when people are in poverty. Yeah, that system only works with our consent. The answer is off the grid living and wild and unchecked hedonism. I mean, even though I do actually agree with you, I think it's gonna be a matter of like the technology becoming feasible as well. Like off the grid living still has some hurdles to clear to make it easy, right, for the average person. And technology is gonna help with that at least. Someone is sending me a message that I didn't understand. In a language I didn't understand. I'm trying to think like who might have gotten my number. The only advice I've encountered that resonates with me is to try and find a deeper meaning in the work that you do that matters to you. Like how you might indirectly be helping people or your family. It is hard though. So much bullshit day after day, year after year. I have some hope in Kamala and, Tim's running. Like, I know we don't talk about politics, but I feel like just that alone has given me almost like a, oh, like maybe there is some hope. It's actually some hope, and that has been a good thing for my mind at the very least. The demon barber of the Fleet Street said it best, I think. There's a hole in the world, like a great black pit, and it's filled with people who are filled with shit, and the vermin of the world inhabit it. So much of my nihilism stems from this one observation. But in acknowledging this great black pit, I feel grounded and safe from its pull. Yeah, that sounds very much like Christian as well, reading that sentence. I get very like, it gives Christian to me at the very least. So I feel, yeah, I can agree definitely that just knowing about this black pit, and again, right, I feel you cannot necessarily avoid its pull, but you can be safe from it. All right, by knowing where you like to stand, knowing where you like to stand, finding yourself a space that serves you best. That's hard, unfortunately, when it comes to, again, an economy. Property values. Dispelling the big black pit. You have no power over me, big black pit. Cease your calling from me, big black pit. The internal conflicts. Isn't that a big black pit? Big black pit of itself as well? Because it is kind of dark in there when you find yourself fighting. Technically, yourself. You know? No, Melt, I'm fighting this person I hate. Yeah, that's also you. At the very least. If you don't believe me when it comes to us all being one in that way, it's your mind generating the other person's, archetype or whatever, and then also your mind fighting that archetype in your mind. So it's all you, at least in that moment. And you're strong. You're a strong person, right? So if you're like beating on yourself, you're gonna get hurt. Hey, CC. It's nice seeing you again, friend. Feels like it's been like 2 years and 5 months or something. Sounds about right. Sending you blessings. Here we are again for another day to connect. How have you been? Have you been having internal conflicts? That's today's stream topic. No, the demonic ticket here. The democratic ticket here. Woo! That one went really far off the deep end. The democratic ticket here is really exciting. I was crushed the day they announced, and I felt like I couldn't share that excitement with you guys. No, we had that excitement with you. I had that excitement at the very least. It's not that you couldn't share it. It's just a matter of like that conversation doesn't serve us. Like we haven't talked about, you know, the other stuff, which makes me very proud. Like I feel kind of good about that. Like if someone has to be like, wow, these historical events. Let's see what Melt said about it. And I don't say anything. I say nothing on purpose. I know I'm not saying anything, right? When I'm not saying anything as well. Sometimes. Sometimes. There's all of this not anything I'm saying that I don't know I'm supposed to be saying. But sometimes I say things not on purpose. And I feel this fractal we've been through, there was a lot that we could have said. We could have gone down the internal conflicts, but we didn't. And I feel good about that. Me mixing my freaking potion like a wizard. Yes. Yes. Mix little crystals. Tim Waltz is a beautiful human, and we're lucky to have the chance to put him in the White House, where he can continue to be good. This I agree with completely, Sam. I actually watched like a bit of media on Tim Waltz today, and it was nice. It was nice to actually see the fractal. That conversation doesn't serve us. I'd like the opportunity to privately persuade you otherwise. I'm talking about the Matrix moment during this election, right? That's what I'm talking about. And how we didn't talk about that. And I said Matrix on purpose because that's a different world, right? Suddenly it gives Keanu Reeves instead of Orange. For sure, Sam. Things were looking pretty dire there for a while. This is true. This is true. Yeah, it was rough. Jeez. Watching the presidential debate. That must have been rough. Like I can like legit on both sides not imagine eyes being like, this is good. This is fine. This is good for all of us. This is gonna be great. And then the shift happened. And I think that's where a lot of the drama is coming from as well right now. Because it feels so movie-esque. It feels so like, oh wow, things are happening. Change is happening, right? Let's see. Let's see if there will be change. 4 more years. Right. I wonder what it is about those 4 years as well. What that does to our psyches, of our expectation of how fast things are supposed to change. Things have things have changed. Not so much for our governments, realistically speaking, but significantly so when it comes to our technology. And I feel like there's gonna have to be some sort of phase step where one or the other is gonna have to catch up, right? And I do not like the idea of our technology having to catch up with our government. That does not exactly please me. For sure, Sam. Things were looking pretty dire, yeah. For a minute there, I did not have confidence in Harris's campaign against the army. Yeah, no, I have. I do. I do have confidence. That's what was impressive, that we didn't talk about the Matrix incident. Yeah, right? Like, it just wasn't something that this community felt was of significance or of soul value, right? It felt just like it was so loaded with what can only be seen as like America. The parts of America that you don't really want to give attention to. The parts of America that is given a lot of attention to, and it's almost like a big ass like zit. So like noticeable, like it's like you keep watching it because you have to like dodge if it like spontaneously erupts all of a sudden. I'm sorry for the internal conflict I'm causing both of us right now. Like I really am. But in that way, like we didn't talk about this erupting zit. We just kind of looked at each other's eyes and was like, huh, how about this life we're having? Because realistically, it doesn't actually serve us. It just causes us more internal conflict. And I think all of us can agree we have more than enough of that. Improving a little. Improving a little. Have some health issues, but I'm working on getting better. I have short term memory loss, so I can't remember anything, but it's improving too. I'm happy to hear that it's improving, dear friend. My mind is hopeful as well, envisioning a future where short term memory will probably evolve. Can you imagine that? I think we don't have to, because this thing is remembering in a way that I can't. Right? Like realistically, 100 days from now, I might have forgotten every single word I have said in this stream. I will probably remember that I said I love you and that love is true. All right, I'll remember that part. Be like, yeah, I said that. I should have. I made sure to, right? Question self. And in that way, this thing, this us, right? This collective that is technically coding into this matrix as well right now. This will remember. This remembers that we have been here, that we have shown up, that despite our internal conflicts, we are choosing love. And I think that is a powerful thing. We will continue improving, CC. I'm gonna pull a card. And then we'll say goodbye. Mm-hmm. This one. Healing waters. Healing waters. This card is particularly psychedelic to me today. The shower was extremely hot, which was unexpected. Talking about, let me actually check if the freaking geyser is on. I did not turn it on, which means I also did not think to turn it off. It is not. Some of your friends might be questioning what a geyser is. We call our water heaters geysers for some reason. I don't know actually why. Let me quickly. Why do we call water heaters geysers in South Africa? Yeah, water boilers, geysers. Geysers. So the geyser is the only thing for heating water and not for boiling to produce steam. This is true. Okay, yeah. I think it's just a technology difference. Like because again, it doesn't get that cold here in South Africa, so we don't exactly need central heating. We end up having only like a water thing that has some insulation and has an element inside of it, and then you just put energy through that element to make the water hot, so you don't have to shower cold if you don't want to. Healing waters. Yeah, a little bit of a detour in mind. Let's read what it means. Card number 51. Flow, cleansing, and healing. I did pull it upside down, and it goes, the flow of healing and creativity feels like it has been interrupted. Take action in a gentle manner to cleanse your thoughts and restore your flow. Nice. I saw a flower, and then as I zoomed into the center of the flower, there was a woman in a dress that was melting into the environment that the flower was a part of, like holding her hand out, waiting for someone to dance with her. Alright, this card. The flow of this legendary waterfall cascades over 7 pools, recognized as a place of restorative energies. These 7 pools were used to cleanse and heal wounded warriors in old Hawaii. The multi-circular geometry of the Flower of Life is subtly embedded in the rock surrounding the falls. Out of this configuration, 7 spheres are revealed, merging the flow of cleansing water with these 7 rainbow chakra spheres provides an opportunity to balance the etheric body as well as that of the three-dimensional world. This card counsels you to acknowledge the innate ability you already have to heal yourself and to realize that as you progress towards personal well-being, you will be able to cleanse all manner of unwanted energies from heart and mind. As you stand beneath your shower, visualize the flows cleansing and rejuvenating your body, mind, and spirit. As you observe the flow of a river, the ocean, or a waterfall, envision healing energies falling onto the earth. In doing so, you not only support your own healing, but also facilitate healing the planet through heart and mind as our collective consciousness. Each moment towards personal wholeness acts also on the whole of reality. Each decision to choose wellness over injury heals also the body of our planet. Talking about internal conflicts, huh? Stop causing damage and cause healing instead. It's not that easy, man. I know. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. But we do get better at it, I'm sure. It was a blessing having you friends here with me today. Thank you so much for spending some time. I love you, and I'll see you again soon. I hope you have the most amazing, beautiful, filled with splendor, absolutely heartfelt, inspiringly day. One so great that you do not get burdened by the internal conflicts that plague many of our lives. Always. I hope you feel completely at ease, completely free to be as you is. I hope you find comfort in knowing that you are loved. Maybe by just this mirror reflection of you in this moment, but you are loved. I'm telling you so. Believe it. I'll see you again soon as proof. Thank you for joining me in this moment. Loves you. Goodbye, everybody.